You ready?
Run it.
Squad. I mean, it's been turning up with her. The girl around us and she loving her. If we don't know you, don't go close to her. If you with your gang, let me hear you say what?
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is season 2, episode 4 of the Reid Talk and Listen podcast. I am your host, Nick Reid, along with my brother and co-host, Trey Reid. How you doing tonight, man?
Man, pretty good, man. How you doing today? Pretty good. Oh, he didn't cut out on us. All righty, guys. So it looks like Nick is over to having a little bit of technical difficulties. So I'm just going to take over the show right now. So tonight we got a special guest. We're going to be bringing on our boy Darius Reid. We'll be hopping on and chatting with us tonight. How you doing, Darius?
I'm doing all right, man. How y'all doing today? You feeling all right, bub?
Oh, man, doing pretty good. You know, man, up here in South Dakota, we got a little bit of 100-degree weather, so people don't know how to act right now.
I didn't even know that the sun shine that way, man. Thought it was like Alaska.
Man, in South Dakota, you got the winter, and then it skipped from you get about maybe 3 days of spring, then go straight to the summer, about 4 days of fall, and go right back to the winter. You know what I'm saying? So it is not your best weather you want to have up here.
Yeah,
and it's a little bipolar.
Yeah, no, that don't sound no fun to me, man. That don't sound no fun to me. How's the archery stuff been going for you that way, man?
Man, the archery has been good. A couple weeks ago, we had the Total Archery Challenge up at Terry Peak over on the west side of the state.
Yeah, I
that
saw
was pretty wild. Yeah. Man, you know, it was just a free-for-all shoot. You know, they wasn't keeping score, nothing like that, and there's no winners. It's just a big event for archers to get together and kind of like the big hoorah right before archery season starts. So that was pretty fun, and you know, we about a month away from archery season starting here in South Dakota. So I'm out there scouting, got tree stands up already. So man,
you ain't gonna shoot nothing.
I mean, look, with the bow, I'm good with the bow. I have yet to kill an animal with my bow yet. Now, you know what I'm saying? Just in case I bring the boomstick, because if the bow ain't working, I know I'm gonna get it with that boomstick. So you know what I'm saying? I ain't eating too much. Gotta eat, man. Got to get that meat. That's the name of the game. Because like my dad always say, I ain't never found no recipe for no antlers. So as long as I can get the meat, I'm good.
That's the truth. That's the truth. I hear you there.
Oh man. But have you been keeping up with the Olympics?
A little bit, man. You know, I seen some of the stuff with Simone Biles. I've seen that the USA basketball team just doesn't have the same kind of juice that we had in the past. So, I mean, have we won any medals yet? I saw we won the 3-on-3 women's basketball tournament.
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's what I said.
I didn't know that was a thing. Man, I was actually looking at that before we hopped on, and seemed like right now the U.S. got 38 medals, and China's followed second with 27, and I think that is Russia with 23.
I mean, look, as long as we can win the Olympics, we can keep saying that we're the greatest country on the planet.
Right. Now, do we win the Olympics? Like at the end of it, when everybody, once they calculate all the medals, is there a winner of the Olympics, or is it just over individual events?
I mean, dude, honestly, I think that it is individualized, but I feel like the team with the most gold medals is like an undeclared winner. You know what I mean? I don't think that they have a big ceremony where all the Olympic athletes from that country go together. But I think that, you know, whenever everybody goes their separate way and they're at the G5 conference in Switzerland, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what time it is. You know, we got on y'all over there. So
Yeah, try to get those bragging rights for the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, way this COVID thing is going, it might be another 8 before we have another one, huh?
Ah, man, don't talk that. Don't speak that into existence, shit, man. We don't need another shutdown.
You're right about
But you know,
that.
you said something about the basketball team, and it kind of sparked a little interest. You know, we aren't playing the best right now. You know what I'm saying? We lost to not I was gonna say Nigeria. Was it not? We lost to France. Yeah, Nigeria and France
last time. Yeah.
Now we have hands down. We have the best basketball players on the planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just actually not just right now, but just throughout history, United States has the best basketball players.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think none of the big name guys are playing? I mean, we got the KDs, we got the Drew Holidays and the Draymond Greens, but you know, why isn't LeBron and Steph Curry and those guys, you know, participating in the Olympics?
Man, my personal thoughts, I think that coming off of the COVID-19 season with the shortened, compacted schedule, dudes need a break, man. Dudes need a break. You know, people really haven't, you know, whenever they had their season last year, they got out of the bubble and it's still COVID everywhere. So people really didn't get to go out and enjoy their off season. You know, now they finally get time to enjoy it. They're hearing about this Delta variant and you know what might be coming with COVID numbers back on the rise. People want to go out and enjoy their family, man. But on the same note, you know, we got the best player in the world right now out there on the floor with Kevin Durant. You know,
you think he's the best player in the world?
I mean, I don't know who can dribble, shoot, or score better than him. I mean, he's 6'10", he can block shots, he plays decent defense. I don't know what else you're looking for. You know what I mean?
I'm not a hooper, but you know what I'm saying, I keep up with King James. That's about all when it comes to basketball, that's about all I can tell you.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, LeBron's getting older. He's getting older.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to rest. He knows he has a few more runs in him with the good old purple and gold. So I think that a lot of the players that aren't playing are just trying to get their bodies right. As you saw in the NBA playoffs this year, man, a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries. Yep. And people are just like, we need rest. You know, we didn't have enough time to recover from the COVID season. You got us playing, you know, 4 games in 6 days. You know, a lot less travel. I like the way that they did that with the year after COVID, but you know, basketball is basketball, man. You want guys to go out there and play 48 minutes. They're going to need a little bit of rest in between. So,
oh yeah, no, I was really shocked with the quick turnaround. You know, it seemed like the season ended like last October, and then just to turn around just like that, and then March or April they starting again. I was like, man, those guys got to be tired. Which is why you probably didn't see the matchup that we hope to see, the Lakers and the Nets, you know, in the final. That's what I was hoping for. But towards the end, man, it seemed like injuries just seemed to take over.
Man, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm a diehard Lakers fan, but if everybody's healthy, I think it's really hard to beat the Denver Nuggets, man. If Jamal Murray's healthy with Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. and those role players, it was gonna be a tough out for the Lakers, but I don't know, man. We're so big, I think we might have had a chance. You know, and you can't bet against LeBron. He's like Tom Brady.
You can't bet. The only thing is once Tom Brady gets in the playoffs, he's gonna take you to the ship. He's gonna win it. You know what I'm saying?
LeBron gonna get you to the finals.
Oh yeah, he'll get you there if you got a healthy team around him. But he can't. You know, I guess he at the age now where he can't do it by itself. But you know, the U.S. team, looking at reports, you know, they've been complaining about Popovich. You know, they don't want to run the Spurs offense, but to me, it seems like basketball. Once you got there in that court, you just ball out. You know, does the offense make a difference?
So the system in basketball definitely does make a difference. Now, what I think the Olympic team is having a problem with more so than the coaching is the officiating. You know, there's the NBA league is designed for players to score points. Right. It's not a bunch of defense. You touch somebody, it's a foul. You're going to get a shot. And whenever players are getting, geared and their mindset is to, hey, I drive this way, I get a bump, pull up, foul, and I'm getting 3 shots. Whenever they're used to playing like that, and then they get these Olympic style refs, these international refs, it's going the other way. It's going the other way.
Right.
And I think that they're more so having a hard time adjusting to the officiating than the system, because like you said, man, if you give Kevin Durant the ball, it don't matter what systems he's in. He can pick the ball up and shoot it wherever he's at. Same thing with Damian Lillard. You're not stopping Damian Lillard from getting a shot off. I just don't think that they're dealing with the physicality of the international officiating in play as well as they have in the past. But I mean, if you look at the way that the league has been changed over the last 3 to 4 years, it's you can't touch anybody.
Right.
Even whenever LeBron was in Miami, they used to rack him across the shoulders, pull him down. I mean, now that's a flagrant in the NBA, the way they used to foul him back in the day. So I think that has the physicality has a little bit more to do with it than the system, because the NBA players will get their shot off.
Right, and I think that kind of goes in line with what Damian just said. He said, players are getting too soft. And I haven't watched any of the Olympic basketball games, so I'm not sure how physical they're getting out there. But in my opinion, I think since these pros are like for this Olympics, since they were coming off such a short season, I thought it may have been a good idea if they just went back to the old style and bring some of the college guys in and allow them to play in the Olympics.
I feel you there, but all right, I'll say this: we just got beat by Nigeria and France.
Okay,
with all-stars, NBA all-stars. You know what I mean? You hear what I'm saying? Like you put some of these college kids out there that are juniors. The Uzaichen dude from UCLA that was in the final in the national championship.
Yeah,
Fam might get 6 out there, bro. It's gonna be bad. Well, it's bad now. It's gonna be real bad with them.
Well, this was before the loss to Nigeria. So I never in a million years could you have told if you'd have told me, hey, America's going to lose to Nigeria. I was like, in what sport? Because not basketball,
soccer,
but
pickleball.
Now soccer, I would definitely say, yeah, Nigeria would probably tax us in soccer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought it maybe be a good idea. But once I saw how these all-stars are playing, I'm like, oh, maybe we were on the right track of bringing these guys. And it's not. I mean, yeah, they lost, but it was only in I guess the warm-up rounds or the practice round. Now the loss to Argentina was pretty bad. Yeah, lost not Argentina, but the loss to France in the group was pretty bad.
Yeah,
and now we have to bounce back. I think we play tonight, or no, it'd be tomorrow. Yesterday. I'm not sure what the time difference are, but I know. I think the game is either tonight or it was this morning. I'm not sure, but hopefully we'll win that game and get out the group. And I think once we get out the group, and we get our feet underneath us, I think we'll be a-okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, like you said earlier, man, we do have the best players in the world. We have a world-class coach. They will make the adjustments. They're going to get used to the physicality, and at the end of the day, I think they're going to be all right. If they make it out the group, they make it into the tournament, they're going to compete. They're going to stop taking all the blows and start giving them back. I think they're going to be okay for sure.
Oh yeah, and then just like our men's basketball, had a little bit of struggle. Our women's soccer, who normally dominates in the Olympics, what I'm saying, they were having a little trouble. Sunday, and I'm looking at the Olympics like, what is going on? Like, I was hoping this Olympics, we had all the Sha'Carri Richardson drama going on before the Olympics, and Tokyo coming out and saying we don't want any players protesting, injustice and all that stuff. So I was like, you had all that rumbling. I was like, well, maybe the Olympics will go just smooth. We'll come in, like the U.S. we always are, and just clean house. And it seemed like we keep stumbling, man. And then I see that the women's soccer team turn around and lose to Sweden. It's like, what's going on?
I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't know that our U.S. women's soccer team lost games. I didn't know that ever happened. You know, I didn't know they lost. I didn't know they could lose. But I mean, it's weird, dude. It's weird. You know, I didn't really follow them during the warm-ups or the preliminary games.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were playing well before they came. I don't know.
No, they swept it. They swept it. Like the Olympic qualifiers, they swept through there. Like, did nobody give them any kind of count?
I mean, that's typically how it is. And you don't ever know what the psyche is of an athlete, right? So maybe they just overlooked Sweden. Maybe they said, we don't even got to warm up today. We ain't gonna do our walkthrough the day before the game. We just gonna go out here and bust their ass. And Sweden wasn't on the same day.
Yeah, Sweden came with it. Now they did bounce back against New Zealand and tax them pretty well. So I guess they made the adjustments they needed. But I'm just like, we have to win the gold in the sports that we are supposed to win the gold in if we want to come out this Olympic successful.
Hey man, we better start playing football.
Man, I've always wondered why we don't have an Olympic football, because other countries are starting to play more football. So why wouldn't they just throw that bad boy in there?
You got Mexico, Canada, who else? London. London's not a country, that's a city.
Well, you had NFL Europe for a while, so they got some teams over there.
Man, hey, you remember the Galaxy? They had a 58 overall on Madden, man. They don't want to play no football. That's what you think,
man. They ain't had those teams on Madden in a long time, man.
Man, look, hey, that is fried. Ain't nobody playing no. Yeah, I guess Australia has a football league too, but bro, they not. It's called American football for a reason.
Yeah. In other countries, football is soccer over there. So they take it way more serious than we do.
You got your quotes up like football's not really football everywhere else. I don't like that.
Well, it's football. It's not football. It's football. Football. That's how they would say it. But rugby, I guess rugby would be. Is that an Olympic sport?
I would think it would be, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Is rugby an Olympic sport?
Hey, Measy, look that up real quick and see if rugby is an Olympic sport. You would think it would be, because I think every country got an Olympic not Olympic team, but got a rugby team.
Yeah, I mean it's a very popular sport, man, and you gotta. I didn't see guys play rugby. I'm gonna pass on that one. I don't got enough bricks in my pants.
Hey, I had a short stint at Navy during the off season where I went and tried out for rugby, and I think after about 2 days I was like, y'all can have this. y'all can have this, man, because they had me out there in the middle of that scrum, and your ears rubbing against other people's ears, man, and people biting and pinching. Like, nah, this ain't it, man.
Y'all got it.
And if you think it hurt getting hit in pass, think about getting hit by a guy the same size as linebacker, but without pads, no helmet, and it's just you, him in the dirt.
And he had a bad day today. He ready to hurt something.
Yep. Oh yeah. So rugby returned to the Olympics in 2016.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we ain't winning that shit.
Nope. I don't think we don't play enough rugby over here. We got it in some of the colleges, got it, but most of them are just club teams. And then, but for the most part, it's like semi-pro leagues around here. You know what I'm saying? I think here in Sioux Falls we got a rugby team. I think I've seen them play twice, and I was just driving by and happened to see some cats out in the middle of the field running around.
Man, that's a sport for men. I'm talking about the manliest men you can think of, and I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
But here's the crazy thing about rugby: a lot of those guys don't transition well into regular football.
Why do you think that is?
I think because there aren't any plays in rugby. You don't have to be in position. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, you're just out there and you see the ball and you can run to the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's really not any like formations.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
they have formations, but it's not like your typical formation you would find in in American football.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think that, and then a combination of, what I'm saying, there's no position specific. They don't have any specific positions out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's weird because we had a couple guys at Navy that came over from rugby that tried to play like O-line, D-line, didn't work out. Now the guys that are like your sprinters, they transition well because it's basically the same thing. Give me the ball and I'm gonna run it
and go find green grass.
That's it. Yeah. But other than that, the other guys didn't really transition well at all.
Yeah, but that makes sense. It's like in rugby, you're not always. It's not every play the ball stops. You're lining up across the man across from you and hitting them. It's like, okay, we're pitching the ball, we're going left, we're going right, we're going north, we're going south, and it's I feel you there. It's not like set formations. It's a lot more free flowing in the game of football.
Yeah, a lot more free flowing, and the only time you line up across from anybody is when you're in the scrum, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So, man, the big thing has been hitting the news cycle. Everybody's been talking about it. I've had people all day ask me about it. What's going on with Simone Biles, and do we think that the rules that the Olympic Committee put on her, as far as not scoring, not giving her the correct score she would deserve, you think that affected her mental case or her mental psyche?
Man, it's bullshit. To be frank, it is bullshit. It is bullshit. At the end of the day, all right, you're a sales rep, right?
Okay. Yep.
So if you're selling for your company, right, and you're going out and you are literally crushing it, killing it. Every meeting you do, you're closing it. You're getting all the deals. You know what I mean? And your commissions have just gone through the roof, right? They've gone through the roof. You've been doing so good, right? Fantastic. You're on top of the world. And then it gets to year 8 and you're getting so far ahead of the competition. Everybody else that your boss says, hey, you're capped now. You got to take a pay cut. You can't get those commissions anymore, but we still want you to do the same job. It's bullshit. You're going to be like that. It's not apples to apples. You know what I mean? And she's gone out and she has done all the work. She's done all the work. She's gave blood, sweat, and tears to the sport. And just because she was head and heels over everybody, where that portion, one of the biggest sports in the world, the gymnastics portion of the Olympics, she's a runaway. And they just said, no, can't do that. That's not okay. You can't be a runaway. You can't be the greatest. And at the end of the day, I've been working so hard to be the greatest and be, the Olympic champ. And I've been, practicing all these impossible moves. And you just say, no, doesn't matter. What the fuck have I been working for the whole time? What have I been doing this for?
Exactly. We talked about it on the last show. And when I first heard about, the committee, putting these rules on her, the first thing I was like, well, that's going to, discourage kids from even wanting to try hard, because, growing up playing sports, you've always been told you want to be the best you can possibly be. Right.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But now they're saying, if you're not in line with the competition, we're going to put basically a governor on you. You can't score. We're not going to give you the score that you deserve because, well, these other people, they're not as fast as you. They're not as strong as you. So, sorry, you just got to, basically dumb yourself down.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was upset with that. Now, if I was her, what I would have done once they, told me this is what's going to happen, I wouldn't have competed. I was like, well, if that's the case, I'm done. I'm just not going to compete at all.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like is she went out, competed. She had a bad day Sunday on the vault, and then decides, you know what? I'm done. And I don't like that because I feel like that sends a bad message to kids where it's like, hey, if stuff don't go your way, it's cool to quit. Now I'm big on mental health. I think that's a big thing. It's a serious thing, and people should definitely get it checked out. But I don't want mental health to start becoming an excuse for people to get out of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what I will say to that, man, is right. If you're dedicating and devoting yourself 110% to something, and you know that you really can't give it your all, you know you can't. You know you can't. It ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing. And then you go out there and you don't perform the way that you expect, and then you think in the back of your head, well, shit, if I would have did good, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Then
right.
Now it don't make sense anymore. Now you like, why am I here? Why am I here? Why have I been doing all of this? You know, it's time for me to step back, regroup, and really think about what I want to do with the Olympics and this whole gymnastics thing, because it's not a fair playing field. I guarantee you, if she would have been able to go out there and give 110% and get a 10 the same way she's done every other competition we've seen her in, she would have showed out. But she knows, like, she can't even go all the way out because she ain't gonna get the credit she deserves. And I'm also say this, man. I got a quick question for you. If it was a lady from China doing the things that Simone Biles could do, you think they give her a 10?
Oh yeah, they definitely give her a 10.
So what's the problem? You tell me what the problem is.
Well, I
ain't gonna say nothing else.
Well, hold on. If she's doing the same thing that Simone Biles is doing, then they wouldn't have put those sanctions on her. They'd have said, well, you know what? Oh no, you saying if a chick came out this Olympics after they gave Simone Biles those things and a chick came out and did that stuff, yeah, they definitely give her a 10. They give it to her. They would.
Even this Olympics, if a girl just would have came out here nailing these impossible tricks that Simone can do, and Simone's not there now, what they giving her?
They would definitely give her a 10. Hey, let's go!
Y'all don't know what I just went through over here, man.
My man went and bought a laptop.
Yeah, he's right. Run to Walmart, get a laptop, come back.
Man, y'all don't know what I just had to go through, fellas. But hey, continue y'all's conversation.
But
go ahead.
But
what I was saying is, yeah, they would have gave her a 10, and that's something to argue about right there. She'd have an argument because, hey, look, y'all told me if I did this, I wouldn't get max score. But, Yingling just did this, and she got a 10.
She's the greatest of all time now. And that's not fair. It's not fair. And I mean, that at the end of the day, man, the Olympics are supposed to be the pinnacle of athletics, right? Right. That's the reason why, I mean, maybe not in basketball or, American football or even soccer, because we have these other competitions that are so good, but sports in general, the Olympics, track, wrestling, all of these other major sports, gymnastics, the Olympics are the pinnacle of sports. It is an honor to be an Olympic athlete all across the world, right?
Right.
And if you put in the work and you have the skills to earn a gold medal, regardless of the competition, you're supposed to be able to reap the benefits of your hard work. And I just don't think that she's gotten that opportunity. And I think it's unfair. I think it's bullshit. And, I give all the credit in the world to her and our coaching staff for, trying to fight through it, because like you said, if they would have told you that you couldn't compete the way that you did, with the work that you put in, you would have said bye, but at the same time, you do have an obligation to your teammates, and she wanted to be there for him. And I really think she got there. She couldn't perform the way that she wanted to. That caused her to perform poorly. And, she just said, I don't want to go out like this. This is not right. And I'm just going to step back.
Yeah. Because I was on that train where, like, man, like, don't quit. If you finish. And I was telling Nick about this earlier. Like, I would have loved to see her finish, but then I started reading these articles where it's like she went to do a flip, and what she's supposed to do with 2.5 turns, but she only got a turn and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, and then she kind of stumbled, and I was like, man, like it was like, and if she would have, she could have missed that turn, and in gymnastics, you one flip away from breaking your neck.
Breaking it all. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I can see why she would, back out, but at the same time, I would have loved to see her finish. And who knows? Although Russia beat us in the team, we were right there. So maybe her performance could have put the U.S. over, and we could have defeated Russia and still brought home the gold as a team.
Hey, her performances put us over the top every other competition.
Yep.
Exactly. Somebody else do it. Somebody else do it. That's how I felt about it. You know what I mean? Like if it's that big, if her performance would have put us over the top, then somebody else step up and get his hand. If that's the case.
Yeah.
It's
you know what I mean? Like y'all owe that to her at this point.
No, so, I understand, but hey, everybody can't do what she can do. She is the greatest gymnast of all time for a reason.
Yeah,
for a reason.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I've always said, if you have an athlete that's doing stuff that no one in the history of the sport has ever done, that person is the GOAT.
They go.
That what makes a person great.
Yeah. Exactly, or they at least have a huge argument. But since I'm just hopping in, Phyllis, I gotta ask, especially since my boy Darius on. Matter of fact, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Me and your boy, me and Trey over here chopping it up.
Mm-hmm. Man, hey, my bad on the technical difficulties for tonight. My tech guy Measley, he went on it.
Put it on Measley.
Yeah, I've got to put it on somebody, so I'm gonna put it on Measley. But no, man, just as is you, and we go way back with this basketball talk.
Oh goodness! Oh goodness!
Does Team USA need a savior? I won't even say a name, but do they need a savior to come over? To go over in Tokyo and help them out, man.
They got the talent. They got enough talent. They got enough talent, man. They just gotta make the adjustments, and they gotta make shots. Basketball's a take and make league, Yeah. So they're just gonna have to buckle down, stop looking for calls, be physical, and make shots.
Okay. And my real question that I've really been waiting to ask you though. Lillard made the comment that these foreign players, they don't play like this in the NBA. This is not what they do. But now they're out here balling. How you feel about that?
I'll say this. Whenever that player that plays in the NBA goes back and plays for France, everybody on that French national team knows that he's the man.
Yeah. Yeah.
They know, like, hey, bro, we finna give you the ball. And it's just like whenever you got people, whenever you got your entire country and your whole support system giving you that confidence, and these guys shoot 1,000, 2,000 shots a day. They can shoot the ball, every last one of them, They just got to be put in a position, and they got to be able to get the shot attempts to make something of it. I truly believe that about everybody in the NBA. If you give them 27 shots a game, they're going to get you 30 points, 20, 30 points every time. So these guys are getting that opportunity to actually go out there and shine. A lot of these guys that are on these other national teams, they're the third option in the league.
Yeah, facts.
Well, now, hey, bud, here, we counting on you, and they're showing up. And, on the same token, these guys, they train back home overseas, and it's a lot more physical in their training. Whenever they're playing pickup games in freaking Slovakia or whatever, they have these international style refs, so they're more used to the officiating and reffing style of international play. So they're not looking for that call where they're just gonna go to the basket and shoot it. No, they get to a spot, they leaning into somebody, they pushing off, and they getting good shots. So I think that helps them. The way that they train and just having that confidence from their supporting cast to be the man, and they're stepping up. You got to give them the credit, man.
Exactly. But why? So you think everybody on the U.S. team they still believe they're the man. Because on their prospective teams back in the league, most of them are the guy. You know what I mean? So you think
they're not playing as a team. It's all you're throwing a bunch of individuals on a team and expect them to go out there and play. But in these other countries, you know what I'm saying, they're playing together. You know, they're practicing probably months before the NBA team even not NBA, but the US team even gets assembled. And all they're doing is then they're picking, you know, Luka is we know we got our core four. We just gonna throw Luka in the mix and he gonna run this thing.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of how it's working.
A lot of these guys that are balling out on the international teams went home first round, didn't make the playoffs.
yeah.
You know I mean? They've been home. They've been working on it. You know what I mean? So they've had a little bit more time. Their team's been together a little bit longer. I mean it. But at the end of the day, the USA, the NBA is the premier basketball league in the world for a reason. We do have the best talent. We just have to make the adjustments necessary to go out and win. And I do think we do. I do think we have that ability to make those adjustments. So time will tell, man. Time will tell.
Oh yeah. But why can't the US do that the same thing that these other countries do? Like Bam Adebayo, like he knows he's not better than KD. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows that. Yeah. There's no way he's walking in the gym saying, you know, like I'm better than KD. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't US players defer to each other in that way?
Egos.
I'm not even gonna say that, man. I can't give it to that because at the end of the day, all right, it's not like they're forcing a whole bunch of bad shots, right? Guys are going to the basket, they're missing. I mean, yeah, he might have fouled you in the NBA. It's just not a foul here, you know. So they're playing their game. I think that we're getting good shots and we're doing the right things. I just think that like you got to play basketball from the inside out, right? And when you're going inside and you're expecting a foul, us, we're gonna get a whistle. I'm gonna go make 2 free throws, get this guy in foul trouble, their best player, to it ain't no foul. You smoke the layup, and now it's a 3-pointer on the other end. You know what I mean? That'll turn into 15 points.
Real quick.
You know what I mean? And now you're trying to fight back. So against guys that are world-class talent, you know what I mean? Basketball is basketball. You can turn the ball over, you make shots, you can win games. It don't matter where you're playing. So it's just what it is. They got to figure it out.
Exactly, and I hope they do figure it out, man.
I think the foreign teams they play more fundamental basketball too, because they're not as skilled as the U.S. teams. So a lot of those guys, they rely heavily on fundamentals, and then everything else kind of falls in place.
Yeah.
And a fundamental team will be the athletic team every day.
Not every day. Not every day.
Not 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 times.
It depends on what level of athlete. Whenever you talking about 7th grade basketball, maybe up to high school, maybe to right up to 5A. You know what I mean? But you can go out here and do all this pivot and drop step and whatever. If I get that ball off this glass and I take off running with it, and you can't catch me, I'm scoring. This is just what it is. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm telling you, they say fundamentals everything.
Let me tell you this right here. It is. Fundamentals is big because I can slow the game down. I can slow it down and control the clock. Real good. I'm laughing at that comment put up by Damien. But no, you can. A fundamental team can slow the clock down. I mean, slow the game down, control the clock. And if they're fundamental and like they're gonna hit the shot, if I'm going off screen, and I'm hitting my 2, I'm getting my mid range, and I'm hitting it, I'm busting your head every time. I'm gonna beat you.
But on the same token, if I could just send everybody to the right side of the court and your best athlete got to guard my best athlete, I'm scoring too.
I can run a zone because y'all just athletes. Y'all not shooters. You're not fundamentally sound.
Hey, look.
It's happened before.
Not in the NBA, bro.
It's
They
happened to
hitting,
us.
they hitting.
It's happened to me and you.
And I'm a bad athlete. I'm not a good athlete. I just play basketball, and I really don't like doing that.
I know, like, in basketball, that works out. But, like, football-wise, I can definitely put together a team that can out-athlete the fundamental team.
Oh, no, every day.
Bro.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Every time. You can do whatever you want, but if I got a receiver that's just going to run right behind your safety over the top, it's over.
Over the top, it's a wrap.
It's over.
Or if I have a QB that no matter what, he can make a play, I can do a lot, especially all the way to the high school level, for sure.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that fundamental stuff, yeah, you do have a point. Right up until guys' athleticism, like if you give me a group of 12th graders, right? And I can have the group of, real fundamentally sound, cool, or I can take the group of athletes and coach them up. Give me the athletes. We'll teach them how to play. We'll give them some fundamentals. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. I was having a conversation with Nick, Percy, and Reggie earlier today about Luka Doncic versus Cade Cunningham, the guy that's coming into the league, the number one draft pick this year.
Yeah.
And people can call me crazy all you want, but in 2 years, Cade Cunningham will be better than Luka Doncic.
Well, where's he from?
He's from Dallas, Texas. He went to Oklahoma State. He graduated from Montverde Academy in Florida. The guy's a 6'8", 6'9" point guard. He shoots better than Luka. I know Luka done hit some game winners, I ain't saying he can't shoot, but percentage-wise, he shoots better than Luka. He doesn't play quite as slow and as smart as Luka because Luka's been playing professional basketball for a very, very, very long time. But he's a better athlete. He a better athlete. And in the NBA, you can't touch him. He going to the rim. Kaboom!
No, I hear everybody talking about Luka, and I guess I just haven't watched enough basketball, but
it's
beautiful. It's beautiful. That's all you can say.
Is he the next coming of Dirk Nowitzki for the Mavericks?
He's way better than Dirk.
Oh, I'm not gonna say that. He's better earlier.
Okay. He can do more. I'm not gonna say better. I'm not gonna say better. My fault, y'all. Dallas Mavericks fans, I'm sorry. He can do more. He can do a lot more than Dirk.
Yeah,
and his game looks a lot better. Like, it's way funner to watch.
Because the thing about Dirk is, you'd watch him play a game and you look up and he got 30. You're like, how the hell he get 30? Because he's to get those off the backboard points.
Look, hey man,
and he gonna bust a 3 on you.
He gonna get 10. He gonna get 10 off of rebounds. He gonna come down, look 6 off the pick and roll, just slipping. He gonna pick and pop for 8 more. You know what I mean? It's my free throw. He got 30. He just open. You don't know how he got open, but he just open.
Like his game wasn't flashy, and it hurt my heart because when they beat LeBron and the Heat for the finals, I was like, this is a wrap, man. Like, LeBron gonna kill this dude. Because up until that point, I had never really watched Dirk Nowitzki play.
Mm-hmm.
And then watching that finals, it's like, this dude just beat LeBron. Like, it just out of reach.
I mean, they had a real basketball team that year, though, man. You look at it, you got Jason Kidd, a true point guard. You got Jason Terry, a sniper on the O. You got Dirk,
Sean Marion.
Sean Marion, a utility player. He does the dirty work. He gets the rebounds. He can attack the basket. You really can't leave him open for 3, even though he's shooting something that you want him. It looked like you want him to shoot it, but he
Stackhouse. Hey, Jerry Stackhouse.
I mean, they just had a basketball team. Whenever you
they did
the things that you need for a team: good point guard, bona fide scorer, a shooter, a utility player, and a big man that can lock down the paint. With a couple subs, they checked all the boxes. You know what I mean? And like you said earlier, with the 2-3 zone and the athletes, what they do? They just started zoning Bron up. zoning Dwayne Wade up because of Dwayne Wade's really not no shooter. Bron was probably shooting 42, 43% at that time, but Dwayne Wade gonna give you 35. We gonna live with you. I'm gonna live with you trying to take it. So
yeah. Exactly, man. Exactly. But they also put together that Mavericks team put together one of the best playoff runs, if not the best playoff run in the history of the NBA. They knocked off some dogs. They knocked off some dogs on the way to get to knocking off Braun and the Heat at the end right there.
The stars aligned for him, man. The stars aligned.
They did. But always, before we get off this basketball topic, I always get asked guests when we talk about basketball. In an NBA basketball game, give me your stat line.
Mine?
Yeah.
Like personally, me?
Darius, Reid.
I might give you 1 point. 3 assists, no boards, 2 turnovers, and no steals.
Okay. Now in a WNBA game,
I might give you 4 points. 2 turnovers, no steals, 1 rebound. I might get 1 on the girls, bro. I might sneak 1 out of there. It was a long rebound, bro. It was a long one. And about 3 turnovers, bro, for sure. Yeah, bro.
Me.
I have been in gyms with NBA players. I've like really seen NBA guys play, and a lot of people just don't understand that last guy on the bench, the one that don't touch the floor,
if he in Planet Fitness busting your ass,
bro, 50 points, bro. People don't understand that, man. And, people do all this talking. Oh, I do this, I do that. Fam, you not doing nothing, bro. Look, you gonna score as much as they let you. If they feel like playing and they want to stop you, bro, you're finito. It's done.
Exactly,
man.
Exactly.
So, I try and be a realist, bro. I'm honest with myself, man.
Hey, that remind me when I was at the SAU, we were playing in the rec basketball league. Yeah. And man, we swept through the playoffs. Got to the finals and had to play a team of GAs, the basketball GAs. That's a D3 school or D2 school. So you're thinking, these guys ain't just as cold. Man, them cats told us we couldn't score a point.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, Darius just made a good point right there. A lot of people say all the time, like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened in that game. I would have never let that happen, or something like that. When you come to talk about these pro athletes, the worst guy in the NBA, the worst guy in the NFL, the worst guy in the MLB, G League, AA, AAA, XFL, CFL, the worst guy, if he goes and plays any type of pickup versus regular civilians, he's going to murder them.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's just like when I was in college, we go play flag football in the rec league, and we maxed them guys out. Even like the best team in the that won a championship the year before, we put 40 on them, and before halftime, it's a wrap. So I know the pro level down. I mean, they just you gonna max them out or max them out. That's how it's gonna be.
Exactly, man. You just said on accident, max them out. So in lieu of you saying max them out, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit from the sports right now and to a little more serious note. To some things that are going around the country right now, and we're headed towards maybe another possible shutdown due to this virus.
Man, I mean, it's been all over the news. They're saying it's a second wave. It's a new variant. They call it the Delta variant. So I guess it's taking over, and they're seeing more and more and more people come in and test positive. And even one of my coworkers, him and his wife, they got the vaccine in, I think, April. They tested positive. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like, people are starting to get sick again. The CDC said, it's going to be another mask mandate. California has already put another mandate out. So I mean, it looked like it's happening again.
Man, real quick. All right, bro. Gosh, bro, y'all don't get me sounding like a conspiracy theorist on it, bro. All right, so
I'm about it.
just real quick, man. My only question is, how are they testing for this Delta variant? How? Are they doing blood work? Because all we had was COVID exams for the longest, and this Delta variant just popped up. It wasn't like, when did whenever you get a nose swab for a COVID test, are you getting a COVID test for regular COVID and then another one for the Delta variant?
It's the same nose swab. I don't think they're not doing
test?
one or two.
Well, we already had the
test
test made with the Delta variant factored in. That don't make no sense, bro.
No, but I think the fact that even though it's a different variant, it's still COVID. So when they swab you and they test it, it still shows up as COVID. I guess it just shows up as a stronger version of it.
Is it all right. Secondly, my next thing, whenever all these vaccines started coming out, they told you guys that you could still get COVID with the vaccine, right? Now,
yep.
What they didn't tell you is what you should have did your research on and learned was vaccines don't come out in 6 months, man. They don't come out in 6 months. So essentially, we done shot you up with something which might kill you in 8 years. Don't really know yet because it ain't been around that long. but you still might get COVID. But hold on, it's the Delta variant. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean, bro? It's just real shaky to me, man. It's just real shaky to me. And you got COVID, but did the COVID line show a little darker? That's how we know it's Delta. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. It don't make no sense to me.
There's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of unanswered questions going along right now. A lot of people are worried. A lot of people are scared. And a lot of people are just confused because, like Darius is saying right here, there's a variant, there's technically a new virus, but we're still taking the same test to get it to find out if we have it or not. And go ahead, Trey.
No, like I said, I think they're testing because it's still COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just like when you had the flu, they didn't have a different test for each version of the flu. It was just, we know that the base virus is the flu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's how the testing is going. They look at it and they say, you know what, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same base virus. It's COVID. But the Delta is hitting people harder.
I do know. I'm not saying it's not real. I understand that it's a very real thing that's going on. It's just I'm always a little weary about the way that I receive the information that is constantly given to me. You know what I mean? I like to try and do my own research. And as far as this whole Delta variant thing, man, it's you can't give me a standard COVID test that you've had in your clinic for 6 months because you ordered 500 of them, and then tell me because I already got the vaccine, you got the Delta variant. Yeah, you still tested positive for COVID. It has to be the Delta variant. There's some more research that I need to do. I understand that, but me personally, man, the way that this world is set up and the information that we've gotten over time, I'm always a little cautious of what I just take in and start taking is the gospel, I don't think that everything they tell us is always all the truth, man. And that's just me personally.
Yeah.
Oh no, but you're right though, because the same people that said, wear the mask before, they said mask won't help. Then they came back and said wear the mask. Then they came back and said masks don't help. Then we find the emails from Fauci saying the masks don't do anything. So it's like, all right, we found out you lied to us about the mask. You know what I'm saying? So what else have you lied to us about? And then now your integrity is in question, and now you got information comes from all different ways, and no one knows what to believe. And then whenever you have states are steady pushing, get the vaccine. Hell, they had Juvenile and Manny Fresh do vax that thing up. You know what I'm saying? Like we've never had any vaccine out there where they push it this hard. You know what I'm saying? You got states like New York. Hey, if you get vaccinated, you'll be entered in a lottery to win $1 million. At In-N-Out Burger, you show your vaccine card, you get a free meal.
Free animal
there, yeah, there are
so
other
your health is
diseases.
so I can kill you.
There are other diseases out there that are killing people way faster than COVID, and they're not pushing to get a vaccine for it that quick. They're not trying to do anything for it. But with this particular virus, they're going out of their way to get people to take it, especially black people. They're really pushing it. Get the vaccine. And I think before the vaccine came out, they thought, people wanted it, but it came out so fast, and people was like, well, hold up, man, because y'all told us it was going to take some years, and now you already got one.
Yeah.
I don't think I really want this in my body, because and you ask them, what's in it? Don't worry about what's in it. Just take it.
Look,
and that's not, and that's and I'm not
flag number uno.
Look, I would love to get a COVID vaccine in about 6 years.
In about
I gotta
6
see
years.
what's up, bro. I gotta see what's up. Y'all don't, you can't get a pill to lower your blood pressure in less than 6 years if it doesn't go through all the clinical trials. And you want me to shoot something in my body? I'm good, man. I'm just good.
And I still can get it, That's the thing.
That's my whole deal. That's my whole deal with I've never gotten a flu shot before. Never.
Never. I got it once. I got it once, and the year that I got the flu.
See what I'm saying? Like, I've never taken a flu shot for that reason. I don't need it if I can still get it.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a chance that I can still get it, then I don't truly need it. I'll just take my chances.
No, and
you know what I mean?
I understand that 1,000%. And it's not that I'm like an anti-vaxxer. You know what I mean? Like the polio vaccine, bro. It's been around forever. Go ahead, give it to me. You know what I mean? Chicken pox. Okay, cool. We know this work. Give it to me. COVID-19. No.
That's not the one.
It just ain't been around long enough, man. It ain't been enough research done. I'm good, man. And the way that the COVID virus is with the spike protein, it's literally designed to mutate.
Yeah.
It was built. The disease was built, or the genetic material for the disease was built to change. You know what I mean with the spike protein.
Yeah.
So, fam, you're not going to tell me that there's a vaccine for this virus that's literally designed to beat vaccine. Like,
I'm not adding up here. And in lieu of all this, the most thing that everyone I think is even more fearful than the actual virus itself is another nationwide or even your own statewide shutdown. I think that's what everyone's scared of. How close or how far away are we from another shutdown? Will there be another shutdown? Can we handle another shutdown?
My thoughts on it. I think that the first shutdown was a lot of political jockeying. I think that
I agree.
If Donald Trump wouldn't have been the president at the time of the takeoff of COVID, I don't think we would have locked down. I think that they've set a bad precedent for themselves for what's going on now. But I think that they're going to give themselves a lot more time to let the numbers kind of level out the way that they did last year, before they would even really start putting the lockdown into the media. So I don't think we will, man, because I think that it was a lot of political jockeying for the first one. I think that they forced the economy to crunch down. They wanted to shut everything down because it didn't matter who was at risk for it, what happened. They wanted to get Trump out. I think that was a huge part of it, man. So that's just my thoughts.
Oh no,
Trey, what you got?
It's definitely true because when COVID was first getting making its rounds and people were getting it, the first thing Donald Trump tried to do was shut down all travel to China, and they called him a xenophobe. So he's like, never mind, we'll leave it open. Then it started spreading in the U.S. It's like, well, you didn't shut the borders down. Well, I tried to, and y'all y'all called me racist. Y'all called me a xenophobe. So it seemed like everybody was working against, well, not say everybody, but it seemed like the other party was working against Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Shut the basically the economy down. The economy crashes because it was going up. It crashes basically. People started losing jobs. People working from home. Stores closing. People losing their businesses, and it just looks like total chaos, and it all falls back on the president, and that was just a perfect storm to get him out of office. Now, I do agree with you, Darius. It was all political jockey, and I think this current presidential house or cabinet, there you go, cabinet, I think they're going to give themselves some time and say, well, let's not be so hasty and shut everything down because, truth be told, we can't handle another shutdown like that. Like maybe like businesses like Walmart, your big box stores, they'll make it, but the mom and pop independent owners, they're done for. They're not going to make another one because they still haven't recovered from the last one.
Yeah, they fighting through the first one.
Exactly. So are you guys saying that we are more on the further away end from another shutdown than we are of getting ready for one?
Yeah, it's going to have to get bad. Like the numbers are going to have to shoot through the roof. I'm talking like 9 out of 10 people got it.
I think that we're further away because I think that the current administration, they can always lean back on the economy. They played it really, really smart, man. They can say, hey, even if the COVID numbers get way out of hand, they can say, hey, the U.S. economy cannot take another downfall like that. So regardless of what happens, we're going to keep it open. We might give you mask mandates, blah. But I think that no matter what, it will stay open because of, just like Trey said earlier, these businesses, man, a lot of these mom and pops, even some of the big box stores, they can't take another one of these shutdowns. And I mean, they're the one lining everybody's pockets, so they're not going to.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, I do know that a lot of places are bringing the mask back. They're here. They're making you wear your mask when you come into their stores. They're making masks when you come to the restaurants, things like that. It's happening. So we may not be headed towards another shutdown, but we definitely are headed towards, I guess, CDC guidelines.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it was at the beginning last time. You know what I mean? So we're headed back to the groups of however many. We're back to 6 feet apart. We're back to the mask. You know what I'm saying? Those are coming. But I think, which I was saying this last time too, I honestly think if people truly social distance, if people truly wear their mask, whether the mask help all the way or not, at least if you have your mask on and you cough, I mean, it's as good as putting your hand up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's as good as putting your hand there.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's doing something. So if everyone wears their mask, if everybody social distance, if everybody truly do these things, I think we'll keep it. That'll keep any sickness down, not just COVID. You know what I'm saying? That'll keep any sickness down. If you're not running up and touching up and drinking after everybody and doing all the extra, that keeps any sickness out the way.
Yeah. I agree, and I'm with you on the fact that man, people die from the flu, pneumonia, everything all the time, right? It's another virus. We're just gonna have to learn to live with it. We're gonna figure out ways to maneuver. I mean, if you're older, you're more prone to sickness. you got to do more stuff to take care of your body. If you're young, you're our age and you catch the flu, you're gonna be sick, but you're gonna live.
You're gonna get through it.
What I mean?
You'll get through it.
It's just like any other virus. You get 95, 80, you catch pneumonia. It's not looking good, bro.
No, you already got 1 foot out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just going. At the end of the day, it's going to turn into another one of these viruses that we're going to have to learn to live with. So,
exactly. I'm just worried. I'm just worried about that. If they do another mask mandate, I think you're going to have more people get riled up. You know what I'm saying? If I go to a store and I see that you got, I have to wear a mask in there, I'm just not going to go there, and it's going to start causing a whole lot of more. Issues. People walk into Walmart and you got a mask on. People gonna start saying stuff to you, which is gonna cause confrontation, possible fight, or whatever. I think we'll start seeing more of that. More Karen attacks.
I mean, it's I don't know, man. We saw some of it. I don't know. It's I don't know. That's a good point. That's a really good point. I'm just not sure. We saw people getting cussed out and screamed at in the Walmart for not having a mask. We've seen it, but at the same time, we also saw people that swore up and down that they'd never wear a mask, really wanted to
have one on.
Enjoy it. They
exactly. How bad do you want to do it? Exactly.
And they put a mask on. So I don't know if it's one of those things like, hey, you've done it already, you're a little more used to it, it's easier to do, or it's going to be a real big pushback. I'm not sure. We'll see.
I think you made a really good point right there, because last year I do a lot of stuff with high school football and stuff like that. So last year, in Texas, football is everything. Friday nights, you're going to a football game, most likely. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially if you have someone that's involved in it.
No.
People were willing. Going into Walmart, going to the gas station, people would get upset. They want to yell, I don't want to have my mask on. I don't want to have my mask on. But at these football games where it was strict, like someone is going to walk up to you and escort you out of this stadium. If you don't have your mask on, I'm going to take away something you truly love. I'm going to take away your Friday night football. People put those masks on to sit outside at a football game. If that can happen in the state of Texas, then stores around the country can get people to put that mask on. I promise you.
Agreed. It's just how bad do you want it,
Exactly.
No, I agree.
Well, I know one thing. The thing that I love to do don't require no mask because you're outside. So Nick don't be coming to South Dakota wearing no mask in the deer blind.
I gotta wear a mask to get there. You see what I'm saying? Like a mask will be involved. But for the sports world, the second wave, I put air quotes around that because I don't want to put anything out there that's not really a thing. But the second wave that's coming, what does that mean for the sports world? Because we saw a lot of players opt out. There's no way these owners are going to let these players opt out another year.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? So what does this mean for the sports world with this second wave?
I mean, I think they're going to be a lot stricter on it if there's a second wave. If right now the NFL is saying like, hey, if you test positive, we have to cancel a game, and you can't make it up in the 18 weeks. You got to forfeit. You know what I'm saying? And you got teams like the Patriots where they have some of the players that are wearing wristbands. If it's red, they've been tested. If it's yellow, not tested but vaccinated. If it's yellow, they're not vaccinated. So if there's a second wave, you're going to see the leagues get super strict, and I think they're going to mandate the players at that point to get vaccinated. At that, it's just what they have to do in order to, I guess, keep playing.
Yeah, I think that the NFL and NBA, I don't think it's stopping sports. We've already figured out how to do it with COVID, right?
Right.
With that being said, I think that they are trying to be as proactive as possible to make sure that the players, the athletes, the talent of the league is being proactive to make sure that it's not spreading. Just like Trey said, as far as this NFL stuff, essentially they made it like, if you're not vaccinated and your team catches COVID, sorry, you lost the game. Yeah. You're not getting your game check. all of that. There's financial repercussions to this stuff. The way that the league really works. NBA wise, we've already saw it. We already made it through a whole COVID season. I mean, same thing with baseball. I want to say like 95% of the players in both of those leagues are already vaccinated. So what else are they really going to do? You know? And even with the MLB, with the 95%, 90% vaccination rate, whenever a player catches COVID, the whole team don't shut down like it was whenever it first hit during the NBA.
Yeah.
Right.
One player, they put him over there all the way to the left. You quarantine for 14 days, you come back. So I don't think it's necessarily going to stop the sports world. I think that we figured out how to navigate that space. But there will be consequences in the NFL space for players that essentially don't get with the program.
So why do you think NFL players aren't getting vaccinated like other sports?
It's not that they aren't, man. I think that a lot of NFL players are. I think that the NFL media machine, whenever you're a star and you come out and say you don't, it's time to apply the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that's what's happening. You know, D-Hop, you act like you don't want to get that vaccine?
Let's see.
Hey, look. Week 4, and you got a conference opponent, we might just say you got COVID. You can't play. And we might say the whole receiver court got COVID, and now y'all got to forfeit the game. You know what I mean? And it's your fault. It's your fault. You're the only person with it. You know what I mean? So I think that they're just already starting to tighten that noose and apply the pressure on these players to just get with the program, man.
And I think it always happens like this with the NFL, right? I think the NFL is just an easy target. I mean, you probably felt it when you were in college, Trey. The football team is an easy target. You know what I mean? Like no matter what.
Anytime anything go wrong, football player involved.
Exactly. Football players are just an easy target because we're barbarians. People literally line up and pay money to watch us run into each other full speed, try to break his neck, try to make him fumble, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like barbarians. When you walk outside, you're on campus as a football player, people are a little bit more scared of you because you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're truly crazy. So it's an easy target. When a football player does something outside of football and they get in trouble for it, it blows up way bigger than any other sport. Because how could y'all let this animal out of the stadium? How could y'all let him loose? You know what I'm saying?
But I think a lot of that goes into all right. So in the NBA, whenever LeBron James says, I'm going to Los Angeles, period. He's going to LA. Whenever Dame Lillard says, I want out of Portland, he is leaving Portland. You know what I mean? I think that in a lot of the other sports, the players have more power in the bargaining in their CBAs. You know, they're getting more of the money. But in the NFL, it's still, hey, the owners control you. You know what I mean? The owners make the most money. You know what I mean? This is the owners' league. You know that we will replace you. We can go find another one of you. Somebody else can catch the football. But in these other leagues, hey, you're not finding no other Ohtani.
No, not at all.
You know, it ain't a bunch of LeBron Jameses just walking around. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they in the NFL, I think that they truly feel like, Aaron Rodgers has been great. Well, we got Patrick Mahomes now. Yeah. You know, and
next
in
man
2-3 years, hey, Patrick Mahomes was great. You can start bucking. We will give all the promotion to somebody else and make him the biggest player in the world. So I think that that's really that thing with the NFL, where whenever you start trying to buck the NFL system, the NFL makes you pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we saw that with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, we saw that with Deshaun Watson.
You want to leave? Deshaun Watson. You want to leave? How many massages you get? That's how many cases you got. I know this massage happened 4 years ago. Whenever you took us to the playoffs and we lost to the Colts, but you trying to leave?
We got it right here. Exactly. But that brings up another topic right there, and I see it right here on the notes. Is saying will we be made to get vaccinated? Well, I think the answer is yes, but we may not be made to be vaccinated by the government necessarily. But if your job becomes like the NFL, and they're like, hey, if you get COVID, hey, you missing work is next man up type of mentality.
Look, that I understand what you're saying with that, but there are already rules and regulations set into workers' rights where they legally cannot force you to. You know what I mean? Now, if there's a mask mandate for the state, yeah, they can make you wear a mask. Yeah. You know, but I don't. There's really not any. I don't know, man. But then again, in the state of Texas, I mean, they can fire you because they don't like the color of your shirt.
Yeah, it's a right to work state.
It's a right to work state. So, I mean, look, bro, I'll just say this for myself, man. If my job forces me to get a vaccine, I guess I got to work somewhere else, bro.
Yeah,
it just is what it is.
And I think a lot of people feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people feel that way. But where else? If it goes to everywhere, where everywhere's doing it, kind of like the mask. If everywhere is making you put a mask on, you can't not go to the store because every store is making you put a mask on. You're just never going to go to the store again. But if every job is making you get a vaccine, where are you going to work?
Yeah, because there are some jobs where you have to get those, guys, your shots up to date. Who knows? I know with my job, they've never said, there's gonna come a time where we will make you get a vaccine, And even we had a conference call today, and they were saying we are trying to, not ever have to do that. But if things got bad, I can see the company saying, hey, if you're not vaccinated, you're working from home. Now that might sound cool, but working from home could affect your sales. You won't be able to get in the face of that store manager or the store owner and get extra products sold in or get contracts signed. So then that's sort of affecting your job, and that'll give them a reason to fire you.
I'm with you there, but all right, I'll say this, right? You a sales rep, right?
Yep.
And they say, oh, you need to work from home, right? And then you call the store and you say, hey, man, I'm finna pull up on you. When you get the sale, right? They say work from home, but you ain't got their sale. They're not gonna say, bad job, Trey. Don't go sell this tobacco. I promise you they not. I promise you they not.
No, I mean, hey, you know me. If they tell me, hey, you got to work from home because you ain't vaccinated, hey, I make it do what it do. I pull up Skype. I'm gonna make something happen. I'm gonna make something shake. But that's just how I am.
Exactly. I'm just saying, if every job is saying, hey, you got to be vaccinated to work here. Or not even saying that. Let's just take Texas, since 2 out of 3 of us. Actually, 2 out of 3 of us right now in Texas. If everyone in Texas, every job in Texas says, hey, we need that vaccine. We need you to take that vaccine. If you don't take that vaccine, you can no longer work here. You don't go get the vaccine. You say, I'm going to go work somewhere else. So you go to your next job interview. The first question on the first question on the application, are you vaccinated? You check no. They tell you don't even, the computer pops up, bam, don't even go on. You know what I mean? Like everyone's making you get vaccinated.
There's going to be a lot of criminals in this world, man. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be a lot of criminals and a lot of counterfeit vaccine cards.
On me. Yeah, I got a vaccine right here.
And has that been a problem yet? Is that even a thing right now?
Bro.
I think it started at the beginning, but then it kind of like faded off real quick. And that's when they were talking about going to like a digital passport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it faded away real quick.
Yeah, Homeland Security, they got like that ID. It's some kind of ID that Homeland Security has now. But man, I mean, look, it's gonna be counterfeit vax cards the same way people get other people to pee in the cup for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's people gonna figure it out, man. You cannot force a grown person to do anything. You know what I mean? Like you just can't. You can't force a grown person to do nothing that they don't want to do. You can try and apply all the pressure that you want to make them, bend to your will. But people are smart, man, and you gonna find a way to get around stuff. We got prisons all around this country. It's a bunch of drugs in them.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean? So
Facts.
where there's a will, there's a way. That's what they say, right?
That's what they say. But just like you said earlier, people want to enjoy the things they want to enjoy. And I think that's where they're getting a lot of people, because right now you can't go on a cruise if you don't have the vaccine. You know what I mean? You can't go fly internationally if you don't have the vaccine. You know, they're just finding ways to take the things that we enjoy, things that we truly want to do, and say, if you can't do these things unless you're vaccinated. You know what I mean? Luckily, I like Trey said, we like to hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's no one for miles. There better not be. So, you know what I mean? No vaccine required. No vaccine required. But for people around this country who love to do a lot of things, I mean, going to concerts simply.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have to some halls you have to be vaccinated to get into.
Yeah.
The government is going to get their way eventually. Is where I'm standing on this. I'm gonna fight it as long as I can, because I don't want to put it in my body. Like you said, 6 years from now, give me the vaccine.
Yeah, I'll fight
6
it.
years from now, give me the vaccine.
Yeah, sit down for 2, and then I'm in there. I get it.
Exactly. I hear you. But for the average person, you have a strong will, obviously. But for the average person, how long can you hold out before you're technically made to get this vaccine?
I don't think many people can hold out. If you're not strong-willed, you'll be into it and say, "Well, if everybody else doing it, I'll just go ahead and get it."
Yeah,
but a lot of those people already got the vaccine, though.
They do. I have a lot of family members that have it, but a lot of my family members that have it, they're older, and I understand them getting the COVID vaccine, because if it gets them, it just might take them out. I appreciate them getting the vaccine, but I mean, it's just not for me, man. It's not
also,
for me.
Is this vaccine also just like the epitome of what our country is standing on right now? Like, it's just go do. Like, why is everybody not saying go work out? Go walk.
Hey,
pharmaceutical companies, man.
Hey, man, look good. Abbott. There's a couple pharmaceutical companies, Pfizer. Man, these people spend money. They spend money lobbying bills. They spend money, on media, all kinds of media, not just CNN, MSNBC. I promise you, they got teams on Twitter, teams on Facebook, propaganda machines. There is a lot of money being dumped into. They took all the time and money to develop this product.
Yeah,
you gonna take it. We gonna shove it down your throat. I'm telling you, we gonna shove it down your throat so you eat it, and that's just what it is. I understand that from a business aspect, but me being an American and understanding my rights and appreciating my life, there's just certain things that I'm not just gonna take because of it's necessarily the easiest way out. You can always figure it out, man. So I mean, that's just my mindset, man. Like, I'll take my chances doing something else, and if I can't work, then I guess I'll have to figure something else out.
Yeah.
So I cutting grass or something.
Like, come on, man. Look, y'all got some bows and some boomsticks. As long as I can eat, I'll be all right.
Hey, you already know. Hey, we keep the freezer full over here,
man. Yes, speaking of that, I need an express lane. I need an express lane for some meat, man. I'm out. I'm completely out.
Next day, yeah, he talking to you, Trey.
Yeah, he looking around back. He's looking around back and forth. You know exactly,
man. This is the first year that I haven't done anything with the deer meat from last year. Nothing. Not hadn't made any summer sausage. I think I made some burgers. No jerky. No bratwurst. Nothing. I hadn't done anything. I've been lazy.
Bingo.
You tripping? Yeah, you might as well get that meat away. You tripping?
You see what I'm saying?
No, man, yo. Hey,
just for
that same reason. They start shutting down the supermarkets. I'm good.
You gonna need it, huh? So you
that's facts, though. That's
so
facts.
You a hoarder.
That's facts. I'm glad that we probably won't have another shutdown, but I would like to see how everyone reacted to another one. Like, you know, I would like to see how he reacted. Would toilet paper be gone again? Would meat be gone again? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to see, like, would everyone react the exact same? Like, have we learned anything from the past year or 2 years?
No, because even right now the stores are out of stuff. Like right now, there's a bottle shortage. I was over at one of my gas stations, and they're like a gas station, but they sell a lot of liquor. They can't get any Hennessy in because right now there's a bottle shortage, a glass shortage. I've never heard of these shortages like glass. Man, I can walk down a block and find two or three glass bottles in the bushes. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a shortage on glass. And then some of the supermarkets, you go in and they only have, maybe, enough meat until they get their next truck.
Mm-hmm.
Or canned goods section is bombed out and depleted. You can barely find any noodles now. Mm-hmm. Like there's certain stuff in grocery stores right now where it's just a shortage on. So if we were to go into another lockdown and we haven't recovered from the last one, you're gonna see a whole lot of shortages. And man, a man not gonna let his ribs touch.
I'm gonna say this real quick, Trey. I think the reason why we having shortages right now is because the government be passing out them food stamps.
Man,
going crazy.
Hey, them yams, man.
Post on the yams. Look, 50 cents on the dollar. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And somebody pulled up with 100 packs and got 200 noodles. I'm telling you.
It's wild and even like all these stimulus packages, man. Like, yeah, it's all good now, but maybe 25, 30 years down the road, man, we're gonna be old men, but hey, we're gonna have to pay for that eventually.
It's coming out your income tax in about 3 months.
I don't get no child credit, so they won't pay. I don't get a big refund anyway.
You might as well take about $3,000 out of it. I'm telling you, they get theirs back.
Uncle Sam will not rest until he get all that back.
He undefeated. You better ask.
Undefeated.
He undefeated.
But do you think that another shutdown and say another round of stimulus, you think that'll be like the nail in the coffin as far as people decide not to go back to work? Because that's a big thing now. Nobody's working because these checks are coming in.
They're still.
Are people still getting checks?
Yes,
unemployment. People still getting checks. People still getting checks.
Unemployment still rolling, bro. I mean, I think they've cut back a little bit on the unemployment once, state-wise.
Yeah, statewide they cut back.
Yeah, but
that's if your state decided not to take it. Like in South Dakota, they didn't take the extra $300 the government was giving. Mm-hmm. So people here in South Dakota only getting, I think it's like $350 a week.
But I mean, it's I don't know. I don't think we're shutting down. I don't think we're shutting down. I don't think there's another round of stimulus coming around, man. I just really don't. I don't, man. It's just like we said earlier. The only reason why we shut down the first time is because of political jockeying. I truly believe that if it would have been George Bush in office, the country doesn't shut down. And yeah. I think that the only reason why we're still hearing about COVID now is because it was such a huge thing. I mean, we literally used it. It was our number one weapon. It was the number one weapon. And you just can't make it disappear. You got to kind of taper it off. So I think that we're still in the taper off section. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 2 months, we hear something that comes out from the CDC like a Delta variant test negative, just like some headline that starts to ease everybody else's mind on this Delta variant, and then they just ride that out for 6 months and then just flip it a whole 180.
Exactly, because I was just about to say that for a second, COVID was kind of gone. We didn't hear about COVID. It wasn't mainstream anyway. You still saw it if you went, if you scrolled over 6 clips, there was a little COVID article over there, something about it. Something happened over here about it, but it wasn't media for at least a month, 2 months.
Yeah, it wasn't
I would
for
say.
I was for a whole year.
Yeah, it was gone. Like pretty much. I know there were murmurs. So people were like, "Oh man, is COVID over? Was COVID just political? You know what I'm saying? Because it was gone." And then all of a sudden, wow, you know what I'm saying? Here you go.
Yeah,
I'm back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like so. Like you said earlier, not to sound like a straight up conspiracy theorist or whatnot, but is COVID, like you said, it's the best weapon. Is COVID is COVID the main thing now? Like every time we want to get something done, bam, COVID.
Because you can't see it. It's the perfect enemy because you can't see it, you can't touch it. All I gotta say is, COVID is spiking, and people start wearing masks again. People start staying 6 feet apart. People start going out places. It can slow a whole lot of stuff down.
No, Baba Yaga, the boogeyman.
It is. And there's so many ways because, like, because I saw a lot of things, this is way deeper over to the conspiracy land, but I did see a lot of things where it was like, hey, like during the pandemic, when people were dying in car crashes, they were coming in, they were being taken to these hospitals and they were like, oh, we died of COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, so did the numbers ever truly spike? Or were we getting, bamboozled?
We'll never know if we're getting true data or not, because the people giving us the information controls everything. They control the media, so you don't know. It's just one of those things where you just gotta just hope and pray that they was giving you the right information, or you just gotta do like everything else. Do your own research. We're talking about the same people
who dropped aliens on us. They dropped aliens on us in the middle of it. Yeah.
And that went over everybody's head. Nobody was even talking about that. There's only one person. Saying. One person was talking about that was Joe Rogan. It was like, "Yo, are we just going to ignore this?"
That's what I'm saying. Like, is COVID the ultimate thing? Like, oh yeah, okay, now it's time to tell them about the aliens. Hey y'all, look at this disease that's gonna kill you if you catch it. Oh, by the way, we've been testing out these little flying objects we've been finding. There you go.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, make sure you wear your mask though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the ultimate umbrella.
It's I think that it is working now, but the American public, bro, we are smart people. We know what's going on. It's not gonna work for too long. You know what I mean? I think that they're gonna ride that COVID train till the wheels fall off. I truly do believe that. I truly do believe that. I can honestly say I wouldn't be surprised if we're in a quote unquote public health emergency for the COVID-19 virus for the next 8 years, the same way we're still in the opioid crisis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People ain't been taking no less pills. They only give them to you 5 at a time, but people getting refills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People still writing scripts, bro. People like it's still going on. And I think that just like the opioid crisis, the same way it was the biggest thing that hit the United States in 30 years, 8 years ago, and they passed a bunch of legislation behind it. I think that that's the same thing that they're doing with COVID, but it's going to start to lose its sparkle at some point, man. So we just got to ride it out. We just got to ride it out.
The only thing about COVID that gets me is like, we've seen this before. You know what I'm saying? Things have popped up in our lifetime anyway. I know a lot of things popped up before our time, but things have popped up in our lifetime that just simply went away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
H1N1.
Swine flu came through, or that was H1N1, right? Swine flu.
Yeah,
that came through. Zika. We had at one point Ebola was here. Y'all remember that?
West now.
Ebola was the people were coming back to life. Zombie, Ebola. Like we've seen a lot of things pop up in our lifetime, but they fizzled away. They fizzled out. COVID came worldwide, first of all. And now, and especially here in America, I mean, I think I said it back on my first podcast ever with the guys over at Just Press Play. I think that COVID's here. This is our new normal. I've said that, and I think we're here. The mask kind of went away. But now we see the mask mandates are being put back on. So the masks are back to it. Hey, start matching your clothes with them, guys. They're here.
Yeah. I mean, it's Well, I agree. It's going to be something that we're just going to have to learn how to deal with. You're going to have to learn how to deal with. You know, you're 85, you're worried about COVID, bro, just
Stay home.
Just stay in the crib. I don't know what else to tell you. And if I catch it, I'm still in the streets, bro. No,
Man, well, I pray none of us, catch it. None of our loved ones catch it. I don't wish COVID or anything like that or anything because we don't know enough about it. That's, I think, the main reason why I don't want anybody, that I'm associated with or really just anybody to catch it is because we don't know enough about it. This thing could all of a sudden, like we know, mutate. So this thing could all of a sudden, right now, it starts off attacking your respiratory. Next, who knows what the next variant could be attacking. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't want anybody to catch this thing. So let's just all stay safe. The CDC guidelines, I know it's crazy. I know you like you said earlier, Darius, you cannot make a grown-up do anything. You can't make anybody do anything. I know that's what people feel, especially here in America. Oh, I know what no one's gonna tell me what to do. I'm American.
I know my rights.
Yeah, that's what we stand on here. So when somebody says wear a mask, the first thing everybody wants to do is, F that. I ain't wearing no mask. Can't tell me wear no mask. Stupid. It ain't gonna help nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's just see.
Yeah,
let's just see if it helps something. You know what I'm saying? Look
at be in Walmart.
Exactly. Put the mask on. Stay with your group. This is hey Drake. You need to drop a new song. No new friends. You need to drop a remix.
Yep.
Stay with your group. Stay 6 feet apart from the other groups. Wear your mask, and I really think we really can maybe not beat this thing, but give it a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we all do need to make a conscious effort to do the most we can to help the person beside us. So I'm with you there, man. You don't ever know, what who people are going home to. Like I said, I get COVID, I'm still gonna be in the streets, but you might go home and see your grandma. And now I didn't pass it to you, and
exactly. The butterfly effect, actually.
Yeah, we do have to be conscious about what we're doing and how we're moving, and I think that's a good message there, Nate.
Most definitely. At this point in the show, we want to open up the lines, man. If anybody wants to come on, you have any rebuttals to anything we said, any disagreements, any agreements, hit the link and hop in and give us a couple minutes of your time. We ain't gonna give y'all too long because you get to talking crazy. But, we'll give you a couple minutes to say what you got to say, or just give a shout out to somebody you want to give a shout out to, or whatever y'all want to do. The floor is open.
Immediately put that link in the comment section.
Hey,
man.
Real quick, they talking about Dennis Schroeder fixing to sign a $120 million extension with the Lakers. If they get this man, I will fly to Los Angeles to beat Rob Pelinka up, bro.
How do guys like that continue to get huge contracts?
Bro, he can play.
He can play, but
120 million?
He can't play that big.
He can't play, but he was just in trade talks. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in trade talks, and now we're gonna give him 120. I'm saying now they gonna give him 120.
He's looking for 150 from the Rockets.
That the kid can play now.
That's that TV money though they getting.
Man, thank you, China. Thank you for that extra billion in views. Make these ads cost a little more.
Exactly.
Hey, you want to see a country that runs stuff? Hey, they got the NBA got talking crazy, and China and everybody started retracting their statements. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Like, dang, man. But hey, watching the Olympics, hey Nick, they got archery. I knew they had archery, but I thought it was just all longbow. They got compound.
That little girl been shooting that bow since she was about 4 years old.
Hey, get out there, have a 12-year-old shoot beside you.
Shoot, I saw one cat. He said he shot 16 hours a day. He was from over in China. He shot 16 hours a day and took care of his sick dad by himself. I said, boy, that's dedication right there.
2025, what's up?
Hey, boy, Team Dreaded Archer. Hey, Team USA.
2025, what's good?
I ain't wearing no, but it's got to be the black and green Dreaded Archer. I don't want to wear no Team USA stuff.
Well, then we ain't going, obviously.
You're going to be right in that polo. You think that Polo USA, that's what you going to be wearing.
Exactly. I'm telling you, but if nobody's coming in tonight, at this point, I always do my mental health checks. I got to check on my guys. You know what I'm saying? So I ask, how you doing personally? On a scale of 1 to 10, how you doing personally, physically, and then how you doing business wise, man? Go ahead.
You going to Trey? You want me to go?
I want you to go first. I want you to go first.
All right, bro. I'm struggling, and I'm really struggling.
1 to 10.
I'm fat and I'm broke, bro.
1 to 10, man. I gotta get you like Trey. He used to always do that too. Just talk. 1 through 10. I need numbers on it. Put a number on it.
Give me one at a time. All
right, man. Personally, how you doing, man?
10, man.
No, look who it is.
I just got married, bro. I'm good personally. Yes.
There we go.
Go ahead. Hit me with the next one.
Physically, man. We just hooped last night, so.
Look, I'm a -1. I'm working backwards here. I'm about 5'8", 200, dog.
And then business-wise, man, how you doing in your business life, man?
I'm getting there, man. I'll give it a 5. I'm trying to get to where I need to be, but I'm 5 with the little green up arrow. You know what I mean?
Go. That's how I like to be. Besides the number, it really don't matter what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Damien, what's good, man? I see you've been making a lot of moves, man. What's up?
Man, not much, man. You know me, busy, working like crazy.
Balling.
That ain't balling, man. That's people be, they took the A7 the wrong way, man. All I did was trade in the car and get something I wanted.
Yeah, you just could afford it, bro. I understand, bro. It was easy, bro. I understand, real easy, bro.
Nah, it wasn't easy. How y'all doing tonight, man? I've been taking take care of these girls. Now they all down.
We've been good, man. We've been chopping it up, man. They saying the second wave coming, and you having 3 small children. How do you feel about the second wave?
Man, I be in the house anyway. If I ain't traveling to go see some clients or do some business, I be in the crib. You know me, I'm a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an introvert anyway, so I ain't really out here shaking no moves.
No.
So, do your kids go to daycare, or are they always home, or how does that work?
Yeah, Molly ain't letting them do nothing. I mean, man, the way I feel about it, I want the kids to get out the house and stuff, but I mean, COVID and man, having 3 little girls, man, it's kind of difficult, man. The world a little crazy right now. They be stealing kids, and it's just like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Stay home with daddy. We good.
I'll be there hurt somebody out here messing around with them, so I'll just keep them all under my wing, man, until this world open back up and quit tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I think like we were just talking about it, man. I think this is the new normal. So you're gonna have to let the wings spread a little further because you're gonna have
Nah, I'm gonna wait on that, man. I'm gonna shoot, man. We're probably homeschool, man. And on the cool, I'm thinking about homeschooling and looking into some situations, and actually voting for the community to have like a elementary school in the community, so we ain't gotta go all outside into DF. Mm-hmm. It's so much stuff going on. I'm just like between the business and watching them, and it's too much, man. It's too many, man. We outnumbered.
Will we start seeing that more? Will we start seeing a lot more? Which I'm sure the numbers are up right now for sure with homeschool kids. But will we start seeing that more? Is homeschool going to be the new schooling? Let's just keep our kids at home. Let's not even worry about sending them to school.
Now, for the parents who get tired of their kids, like me sometimes, probably. But I think that with entrepreneurship, with college on the decline, high school, you really ain't learning nothing. They taking stuff away. Man, I feel like they can learn more at the house.
Yep.
Except this one thing, which I've always had an issue with on the homeschooling. With the homeschooling, how do you teach your kids social skills, normal social skills?
People skills.
Skype.
That's the part of the school. People skills.
Yeah. Skype. You can still meet with people.
Well, hell no, nah, bro. You gotta
do
know.
You want your kid? Is it easier?
Somebody rub on your leg, bro. You gotta know how to
It may be a little more dangerous. It may be a little bit more dangerous to have your kid out here internet Skype searching for friends than to just send them up the street to the school. You know what I'm saying?
If you're doing a home, you got a homeschool network. So say you got a homeschool network of about 50 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they go to school, they do all the stuff on the computer, and then when they're not doing schoolwork, they can be sitting here, you know, of course, being supervised by the parents, but with their friends talking, you know, just basically getting those people skills. And it is not going to be the same as being next to your homeboy and, you know, saying cracking jokes and all that, but you still getting that face-to-face communication with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, you can also play dates, things of that nature. Go meet up and do activity. I mean, look at it like this. We all grew up playing AAU sports. I mean, it's the same thing. It ain't in the school. It's different things outside of the normal education system that you can do to still. I'm probably still gonna want them to go to school. Molly maybe not on the other hand, but you know.
Hey, look, man, look, you better not get them kids no laptop. You know, chat roulette, bro. Kids off that laptop.
Is that even a thing? Is that a thing anymore?
I don't know.
It's called Omelgi now. They own there, I promise.
But this is the thing right here, though. I hear what you're saying. You have a group of 50 students. They can all meet up on Skype. They can come to whatever, go to each other's houses, go play dates, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But we all went to public school. All four of us sitting here, 5 counting easily in the back. We all went to public school. Nothing is going to prepare you in a homeschool setting than like just the normal day-to-day. Think about like just getting picked on. If you were the kid to get picked on. I hate it for kids to get picked on. I'm sorry if that's you, but some kids it hurts, but a lot of kids it helps. I know a couple kids who got picked on and they were better for it.
It make it break you. Make it break you.
I know a couple kids who picked on a couple kids and got what was coming to them and it made them better for it. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting that at homeschool. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting a fresh cut. Smack in the back of the neck at homeschool and have to figure out how you gonna handle that. You know what I'm saying? Is it time to fight, or you gonna let him slide and just get him when he get a cut? You know, those are life decisions. You know what I'm saying? Those are real life decisions. You know what I'm saying? That you're learning at that age. You know, it's in a different manner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, for my situation with 3, I mean, they can beat up on each other. They can talk. Everybody.
They got enough interaction, huh?
Yeah, they can. I mean, I get what you're saying, man. Look, I'm not against public school. I just think, like, in today's world, it's just so different now anyway. It's like, I mean, why go through all this unnecessary stuff? It ain't never going to be the same. So,
yeah.
I mean,
No.
Yeah, bro. I know you're doing well, bro. Just go ahead and send them to Prestonwood, bro. I know you got it. Go send them to Prestonwood, bro. You good, bro.
I don't like private prep school stuff either, though, because that's just that's a different type of kid. My kids, they ain't stuck up. They ain't gonna be, you know. I still eat noodles.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget where you come from, man. I still eat them
Noodles
too.
ain't going nowhere. On me, noodles ain't going nowhere, man.
Well, you know that's whenever they making money. Like, but I still eat noodles. I still do it.
Now I can afford to put a little steak in them, little cheese. I can spruce them up.
Listen to him over there. Man, boy.
I mean, it's good to see everybody doing good, though, man. I mean, right now, I just feel like information, it's just so much information out there. I mean, anybody can be eating. Anybody can be. It don't matter what it is, what your lane is. If you want to teach people how to flip quarters
and jump rope, you can teach them and make money doing it.
Money, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just found a lane, man, in this lane, and I just got really good at it. Really, really good at a specific thing that I do, and people just started to notice, and then it started to, you know, snowball effect. People mentioning my name here on this podcast, on this Instagram page, and man, next thing you know, it's too much for me to handle. I'm having to hire people every single day to try to match, you know, the volume that's coming through the door.
Yeah.
Are you having a hard time finding people to hire?
Man, all the time, man. That's like the hardest thing. Finding quality people that really want to work. Just because, again, like, with me and my company, I mean, with everything being, I just got an office, but everything is still optional. You ain't got to come into the office or nothing. But I mean, looking at it, people, I give them that entrepreneur freedom type lifestyle. You can work from wherever. I ain't requiring you to come in. Pretty much everybody getting the same thing now with, COVID and things like that. But I don't really like to micromanage, and a lot of people like that. I'm starting to see like the more and more people that I bring in, as long as I ain't like just staring over their shoulders and micromanaging. Yeah. It's quality out there, but I mean it's still hard to find because if a person is good in my space at what they do, they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean. Yeah, you're not necessarily working for somebody because you done figured it out and it's money to be made. Yeah. I can understand that, but I mean on the other side of the token, man, if you're willing to pay your employees well, hey, people don't want to take all the stress,
Exactly.
People.
That's
go ahead.
So for what we do, shoot, man, like for media buying, like buying ads, I mean, I'm paying people above industry standard coming through the door just because I'm trying to find quality. But I mean, people, man, I'm telling you, it's just so hard to find the best of the best because if you learn this particular skill set, I ain't worked for nobody in like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's that dangerous. This skill set is lethal if you figure out how to. So, I mean, for us over here, man, I mean, shoot, I'm trying to take over the world right now. I actually, man, pretty interesting stat, man. I got one of the top Black-owned agencies in America.
Man, bro, I just want $100, bro. Just let me That's beautiful though, man. Congratulations for real, bro. That's beautiful, bro, for real. And I'm proud of you, man.
It's getting so crazy. And the next step, Nick, what I was telling y'all about on the last little show, man, look, I'm starting to tap into these HBCUs. I'm starting to tap into these opportunities to give these kids that's in college jobs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's
young and hungry. That's how you want them.
Exactly. And that's also paying it back, you know what I'm saying, for the future, of our community. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we talked about in that show right there, where a lot of people make the outcry. This is what needs to be going on. We need to do this for the youth. We need to do this for our community. But there's seldom people that actually follow through on it. And you're one of those guys, and shout out to you for that as well.
It's an honor, man. Like I said, man, it's an average person, bro. Like I done did the math behind the stuff. For me personally, like 10 bands a month is cool. That's a very comfortable lifestyle. That's what $120,000 a year. You don't really need much more than that, like to be comfortable and to live and still be able to do what you want while vacationing. Got your business, have a nice car, bro. 10 bands, great. Great. And I try to tell people all the time. It's like, yeah, I mean, we do well with numbers. I pay my team well. Everybody on my team eating. I actually learned this from Donnie. You want your team members to make more than you, which I get now, right? At first,
I was gonna leave, and now you good forever.
And they don't want to leave. They love me. They freaking like a real family culture because in the beginning I didn't understand how to do all that. Like it was like, look, I got a job that I need you to do. Perform your task, and I'm gonna pay you. Now
pay you what I pay you. Period. And leave me alone.
now it's like people they just they come to work every day. They appreciate what I'm doing. I don't have to beg them to do work. They just like, look, you don't micromanage me. You don't do this. I'm basically the boss of my own department. Blah blah blah. And they just look. I'm reaping the rewards and the benefits of how I'm operating. It's pretty cool to see.
Most definitely, man. Hey, and always you got a home here on the RTL, man, and we appreciate you for hopping on again, my brother.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Look, don't let me take up y'all time, man. I just want to hop on and be nosy.
Love you, bro.
Already, man. Hey, back to what we was talking about just a second ago. Finish off our little mental health checks, man. How you doing business wise? I think that's where we ended up at, man.
Yeah. I said a 5 with a little green arrow, but just because of my boy Damon gave me some knowledge, Give me a 6. No,
Give him a 6. There we go, man. And for myself, man, personally, I'm probably at about a 7 or 8. A little worried right now. It's RSV going around. I got a little 2-month-old. Craziness. So I'm probably about a 7 right now. Just on the little worried side, but it's all good. And then physically, man, I hooped last night.
feeling good.
Had some dimes, a couple of little turnaround yumpers. A couple of turnaround yumpers.
Yeah.
Also been playing baseball, man. I'm a little sore, arm feeling it. But besides that, I'm good. So I'm gonna give myself, I'm gonna stay 7 right there as well.
Okay.
And then business wise, obviously, having you on here tonight, the RTL is doing fine. Training is doing good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm gonna say 7 around 7, 7, 7, man. I'm feeling lucky tonight.
Lucky number 7.
7, 7, 7, man. We have it like that.
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, man, any last words?
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on, man. I wish I could say bye to Trey. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. My boy Measley, thank you for directing the show in the background. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night, all right?
Most definitely, man. And hey, I'll say it for Trey since he's not here, man. Give y'all the same message he always gives. Everybody just be good people, man, and take care of that man next to you, that woman next to you. And then everybody's gonna be all right. And for myself, with all this new sickness and the stuff coming back up, man, everybody just get outside a little bit more, do a little bit more walking. Hey, take them stairs instead of the elevator a couple times a week. And I think we can beat this thing, man. with all that being said, this is season 2, episode 4 of the Reid Talk and Listen podcast, otherwise known as the RTL. I am your host, Nick Reid, along with my brother and co-host Trey Reid, our good friend Darius, and my boy Measley in the background. We are out.
What? I mean, it's been turning up with her. The girl around us and she loving her. If we don't know you, don't come close to her. If you with your gang, let me hear you say, what?